Business has been kind of slow these days, thanks to Sheriff Gorman Truart. He's been coming down hard on my competition and anyone else he deems unlawful. I've been playing it safe by keeping a low profile, but as my landlord recently reminded me, the rent is late. He says he's going to pay me a visit tomorrow to collect, so I'll have to go amateur for some quick cash. The warehouses by the docks should fit the bill. In addition to the usual shipping traffic, there's also a small smuggling operation sponsored by the local underground. Not too many guards, lots of dark corners, and several points of entry should make this job painless and profitable. Maybe I'll even have something left over for myself once the rent is paid. Wasn't that long ago that I was planning on my retirement. Now the only thing that's getting retired is my standards. If things get any worse, I'll have to go back to picking pockets in the streets.
Alright, hello, welcome back to Thief 2. If you're coming here from YouTube, I guess you can call me Puzzled Oysters number 2. And this is the second level, but I mean in some ways it's the first one. Because that first one's just a training one. This one, it really stands up, it declares itself. It says, I'm Thief motherfucking 2, and I've got big levels. And you'll see once I open this up, there's more objectives this time. And there's a bigger difference between normal and the higher difficulty levels. So we're going to see the shop screen for the first time. That papyrus is a note you can buy. Some missions will have those. They're almost always completely useless. And I don't end up buying it this time. I didn't get quite as much in the last one to feel comfortable, I guess, spending the money on it. Invisibility potions are nice. But I would rather have a healing potion, I think. Or even 2. And then a flash bomb, another flash bomb, because I need those. I guess I'll have to go with the water arrow. This mission doesn't happen to really need them, but it's always good to get them. So here we are. Shipping and receiving. We're at the warehouse area, and we're on the crates. So that smaller crate up on my left is openable, I'm pretty sure, but I forgot about it when I was playing this, so I don't do that in this playthrough. I'm gonna open up the map. So there's 2 buildings, and there's the outside area in between. This is the inside of Building A, Building B. So there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of ways into each building. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the exterior. There's a guard up there. They can see pretty well above and below, if you're not in shadows. This building here on my right, I'll come back to those later. There's little shacks like that around. So I'm going to be going around the exterior here of both buildings, clearing it out a little. And then I'll go inside Building B, and then I'll go inside Building A, and that'll be in the next video. And that's my preferred approach to this level. There is a drawback to it. We'll get to it later on in the next video, the biggest drawback to this approach. But it works for me. So that's the zooming in and out. It's a feature that's not in the first Thief, it's in the second one though. And the reason you're able to do that is you have an artificial mechanical eye. In the first game, Garrett loses his eye in the course of events. And so in this one, he suddenly has this special, really cool mechanical eye, and you actually find out later on how he comes to get that. So this game, you can mantle objects is what they call it. If you jump at something and hold spacebar, it lets you do that. Sometimes it's a little hard to get it to do right, and if there's tricky jumping sections, I might quick save before that a little more often, because there's a lot of jumps you can mess up.
There. Oh.
He almost saw me there.
Anyone there? Guess not.
I'm playing it kind of risky here. That guy is really close. He's going to be able to see me very soon. I'm a little bit lucky that he didn't.
I don't see anything now.
I guess maybe he thought he saw something. So I automatically picked up some of the arrows he was carrying when I picked him up. In case you're wondering why my broadhead arrows popped up on screen like that. Noisemaker arrows. They're pretty, Noisemaker arrows are pretty self-descriptive. I don't use them a whole lot. Alright, I'm getting ready to take this guy out. I don't see anyone else around.
I'm gonna sneak up on them.
I think if my angle was a little closer to his side when he turned, he could have seen me there. So I'm gonna stash him over here. There's guards patrolling all around outside here. This level might have the longest patrol routes. I haven't looked that up though. It seems like it at least. By longest patrol routes I mean in the first 2 Thief games. Probably, and that would probably include all of them. So, this is building A that I'm going around here. This is...
Dante, you look exhausted. You should get some sleep.
I remember what it was like to sleep. Boss left this morning and put me in charge of unloading and cataloging all the incoming shipments for the mechanists. Every single bloody thing they order is made out of metal. I've been lifting heavy crates all day long, and I think my back is about to break.
Bunch of tappers in this city. I live near Dayport, and I used to have a nice view of the mountains. I used to watch the sunrise with my wife every morning. But now, that metal monstrosity casts a permanent shadow over my house.
Oh, the Mechanist Tower, you mean? The city has certainly changed over the last year. A lot of that's because of the Mechanists. I was in Dayport just last week. All the trees are gone, and there are giant chimneys spewing out foul soot.
My whole neighborhood stinks of that blackened air. My house used to be white, but now it's gone gray with that smudge. And my son coughs constantly.
Well, there's more to the Mechanists than just factories. While I was in Dayport, I had to stop by the Mechanist Tower to pick up a payment. I couldn't believe what I saw. They had these mechanical faces that watched me and sent shivers down my spine.
Yeah, I know all about those.
What's
metal
that I see?
They installed some here in the building B the other day. I heard they plan on replacing us guards with them because they don't need to give them pay at the end of the week. I heard rumors that we're all going to be fired. If that's true, then I'll have to live in the woods like a pagan.
So, sorry about all that moving around. I was trying to find a good place to hide during that conversation. And at the end, I was just showing off that you can use leaning to wrap yourself around corners. So that conversation that they just had tells you a lot. It tells you that the world has been changing. It seems like there's almost an industrial revolution type change of mechanical soot and factories, and then plant life is diminishing. Just looking around at the top of these crates. Up on my right there is building B. It's a catwalk that leads between them. I'm not going to take that catwalk because it's metal and it makes a ton of noise. So there's let's see. Let's count the number of ways into building A. There's the catwalks up there. There's some of the ladders you can jump to. There's a back door that we were kind of skulking around. There's a front door that I kind of saw at the beginning.
Came into port about 4 hours ago.
There's a
That's
roof.
what I heard. I hope that dirty smuggler brought us some spice. There's none to be found anywhere within this cursed city anymore.
I know what you mean. I used to grow my own spice, as well as fruits and vegetables, but all my crops died months ago and won't grow back no matter what I try.
It's as if all the plant life in the city up and died. Have you noticed that all the trees in Eastport are wilted and dead?
Maybe Davidson will smuggle in trees next. I don't know where he's getting the spice from, but his prices are steep. He's quickly becoming a rich man.
So that tells you two things. First
Thought I
of all,
saw something.
there's some cracking down, it seems, by law enforcement or whoever on smuggling spice, specifically, and plant life is something bad is happening to it. Alright, I'll let that guy wake up on top of the crates there. His voice actor is Steven Russell, who voiced Garrett as well, and he voices some other guards. And he also voices the main villain of this game, which is pretty surprising if you don't actually know that. You'll hear why when we hear.
I'm going to be a manor lord. I'm going to hire lots of guards to make them go on patrols every night watch.
Alright, no one's there. That was not good. I'm blinding myself, too. I didn't blind him, I didn't throw it right. He got me. I'm dead. So, I'm not gonna make you watch me do all that again. At least not at normal speed. I'm speeding it up again here. And I'll tell you when I slow it down again. Sorry about this. I'm not trying to be weird. I'm just trying to put him down, and Garrett... He grunts when you want to put someone down, but you can't because there's no room or something. Alright, I'm going to slow it down again soon because this is going to be, There's two guards coming this way. Okay, I lied. There will be two guards coming this way soon. And I forgot that I already looked in there, that's why I climbed up again. The music still kind of works at 2 speed. It makes it have like a accordion-y sound almost. I don't know what I'm talking about. So these two are coming. It's different than it was last time. I guess the timing of things is just... Well, I don't know. I don't know why it happens like that. I don't think it's the same two guards. So I want to wait until they both have their backs to me. And I'll show off that blackjacking is silent. So, blackjacking is kind of overpowered in this game. And if I were better at this, I wouldn't be relying on it so much. I mean, I shouldn't be, like, judgmental, because blackjacking guards is fun, too. I mean, there's different ways to play the game, but in my opinion, the best people are the ones who ghost through things, which means don't let anyone know you were there, except for stuff is missing, which means don't let the guards know you were there, don't take them out at all. Alright, I kind of want this guy to turn. Is he going to? Maybe not. I'm just, I'm being more careful than I really have to be. So, I didn't point this out, but that light gem at the bottom is also based on movement. So you become more visible if you're moving around, if you're crouched or if you're standing, and also if you have a weapon drawn. I don't think the blackjack affects it. In fact, I know that it doesn't. The sword does, and the bow does. Especially with fire arrows. It makes sense, you're all lit up. I'm not gonna do the conversation again.
Evening, Dante. You look exhausted. You should get...
I'll just let it play out, because then they'll start moving.
Thought I saw something.
Maybe it would have been better to let them stay there, I don't know.
Well, I don't know what it was.
There's notes along the wall here, these pages. I read all the notes that I find, but I'm skipping these because I know I'll come back to them later. And you might not know what I'm talking about because I didn't bring it up till it was
I
off
hear
the
Captain
screen.
Davidson came into port about 4 hours ago.
That's what I heard. I hope that dirty smuggler brought us some spice. There's none to be found anywhere within this cursed city anymore.
I know what you mean.
Those two,
I used to grow my own
I want them to
spice,
move on
as well as fruits and vegetables.
before I go that way.
Crops died months ago.
Make sure it's clear over there. I'm gonna check out what's happening with the patrols going around back here. Oh, there's that guy.
Somebody better be taffing around down here. Not this time.
You know, I guess he grunts too when he actually does drop someone the same way. I never noticed that. I was talking about earlier when it was high speed and I was trying to drop the guy. So, there's this fellow.
Who's that? Please don't play games.
Well, too late for that. Alright, let's see how it's going over here this time. Can I not make the same mistake? It's actually one of the biggest, or I should say most common mistakes is coming up to a guard when he's nearing the end of his patrol route and he's turning around. Because that's why the guy turned around the first time. It's not because he heard me, it's because that's where his patrol route ended.
It's never really anything.
It actually is this time. I always like how they sound so disappointed when they think you're not there's no one actually there. So, alright, there's a really good conversation here. I want to see it now. But, there's a lot of light between me and that guard in the distance, and there's another one. So I'll come around to it from a different angle later on.
Third time this shift.
Alright, so I'm gonna head around to the perimeter of Building B. Alright, what's this guy up to? He's stationary.
What was that?
I'm not really hidden at all in these shadows,
I'm sure.
but he's turned the other way, so I'm clear. So I'm carrying this guy with me because none of these places seem like a really good place to drop him. So I'm a little nervous I'm gonna bump into somebody. But I'm gonna take that chance. I'm gonna proceed slowly. Shadows will hide the bodies of guards too. It's a little exposed here even. But this is... I'm safe. I'm safe enough here if I don't do anything stupid. Indeed. So, I don't know why the guards in this level are wearing different colors. Maybe some of them are City Watch, some of them are hired by the warehouse. And Well, that's about all I've got. Those two are both archers. One's purple, one's red. Maybe it's just because they want to give this game some variety. I guess there's no reason they have to be wearing uniforms. Uniform colors in World either. I wonder if they bring their own to the job, the guards, or if their employers supply them. Alright, so there is a ship over there. That ship belongs to Captain Davidson. He was mentioned in an earlier conversation. He's a smuggler. So, there's a lot going on here. There's a guy walking back and forth, and there's another one on the right that you can't see at the moment. These two will patrol back and forth between the ship and the building. And this guy's standing here. So I think I'm going to come at this from a different angle. The last time I played through this, I went this way, but I happen to know there's another way in there, in the building, and I can run to the other side, that door they were going in and out of. And that's going to be less risky. And I'm not trying to scum my way through this game, so I want to avoid risks. So you can see him over there. Just gotta make sure I'm hidden enough until he turns around. There's a couple of guards above me circling that second floor.
What was that?
But I'm okay. Shit. Like, that actually scared me. They can walk into you, even if you're hidden, and then they'll find you. But I'm okay, I got through that. Alright, and here we go. Alright, I'm okay. It's all clear. I'll bring this guy. I'll hide him a little. Nothing, no open crates here I can look inside of. So, I'm gonna get to that ship. That guy there, he's watching. First, let me move this guy. I don't need anyone to find him right now. So, he's watching pretty closely. He turns around, but it's risky, so instead I'm gonna swim aboard.
That looks like Captain Davidson's cargo ship. He's a shady guy, into smuggling and piracy.
Alright, Davidson's ship. So that opens, I believe, a crate that I'll get to in a little bit, spinning the wheel and moving that telescope. Alright, here we go. This would be the place I'd use my water arrows if I felt I needed to. I'm trying to be conservative with my water arrows, not use them unless I need to. Do I want to throw them in there? I don't think so. So I'll put him there. Anything over here? Nope. So, I'm not a fan of spiders. And I know a lot of people aren't. So there's some in here. These ones aren't too bad. They're tiny little guys. I think some of the noises they make are kind of cute. And maybe that's just me trying to... It's a mental defense against them. There's much bigger spiders, and even in this level later on, those ones creep me out a little more when they're dead than when they're alive. They've got those legs sticking up. Alright. So, Davidson's quarters. I have lockpicks in my inventory. I guess you should explain those. So I don't know what's up with that little number gauge. It increments every time you pick up a spice, it seems like. Those little red bags I pick up are spice. So you always want to slash tapestries in this game because there's a good chance there's something new behind them. And I don't know why I'm going back and forth and opening them like this. It's kind of a goofy thing that I did for no real reason. So that captain's log tells us, well, first of all, it tells us that Davidson here is unloading the spice into the warehouse of the Building B warehouse among the crates. He also mentions a guy named Gilver who keeps sending out unarmed ships that Davidson and his crew can plunder. And Gilver will... That name will come up again. So, nothing in here but a dead guy. Garrett doesn't really approve of murderers. He's a thief, but, I mean... Especially in his profession, they just make him look bad. It's not professional. You don't need to stoop to that level. It complicates things. So this is some poor guy, and I don't want him to just like be stuck in that hold there, so I'm gonna make sure he's found. I'll put him someplace, maybe the only time I ever want a body to be found. I'm gonna put him right here under the lamppost where it's clear. Maybe now his family will know what happened to him. But I also want to put something that links them to the ship so they have an idea what happened. So I'm going to take this guy. This could be Davidson himself, or it could be one of his crew. We don't really know. I'll put him over there by him, so maybe whoever finds him will put two and two together, like, this is the guy who was involved in this killing. And they won't think Garrett. He blackjacked everyone here, but he killed one dude. Although that corpse doesn't look too fresh, so I suppose they'd know he didn't die that recently. Alright, just checking if there's anything in these crates. Pretty soon I'm gonna go into Building B. Let's just check this side out of the exterior. Oh! That's the kind of situation where you can be seen. So I'm just gonna speed it up while I wait for him to come this way. There's a lot of waiting in this game, in this genre, and it's a turn-off for some people. I think even more when you're watching than when you're playing. So, I'm gonna try and make this enjoyable to people who otherwise might not enjoy it. And so some of the waiting and downtime, I've already been doing, I'll be trimming down, speeding up. Especially in a game like this, when so much of it is moving around these big spaces, I want to keep the pace up. Alright, there's two guys up there. was trying to decide if I want to deal with them before I search the crates down here. So here I'm getting my bearings where I am in relation to everything else. That skylight I was looking at, there's 3 on each side. Some of them you need to jump down to get on top of these crates and search among them. So I'm just trying to figure out where they are so I can mark them on my map. Which, I think every game that gives you a map should let you mark them. Like, that's just a no-brainer to me. Even if you never use it, it's good to know it's there. Alright, I'm a little bit stuck on those guys. Okay, so I know that the northwest one, I don't need to drop down, but I kind of figured out that the other 2, I can't quite get below them because of the crate, so I want to drop down through both of those. So I marked roughly where those 2 windows are. Alright, I'm just gonna go around through the shade here to reach the other side.
Guess it's nothing now.
That means someone saw something or heard something. Alright, here we go. And Davidson's key will open this. So that's leaning forward. I think I've done it a few times. You can lean left and right, which I've done. That's good for peeking around corners. That's also how you listen through doors. Leaning forward you can look in crates, and you can also use it to exploit a little bit the guards. If you stand directly, if they're walking towards you and you're leaning forward, you can basically blackjack them before they walk into you. Otherwise, you can't really blackjack guards directly from the front, because if you're within range of doing that, then they're gonna find you. But leaning forward gives you enough range. It makes the game look dumb. I'm not really into that, for the most part anyway. Okay. Oh! Where did she come from? So she's kind of freaked out because of the way she ran in here. I think what might have happened is she came around and saw those dead bodies.
I see it!
And ran looking for guards. And then I guess she came in here and calmed down and was starting to walk away. So civilians, you can blackjack them at any time to knock them out. I mentioned in the last video you can't really do that with guards. So that's why it worked. It's because she's a civilian. Alright. I think it's time to head upstairs. I could take that elevator if I wanted to, but I don't. Alright, up here, there's that wooden ceiling with the gap. I only looked at it really quickly. If I had a rope arrow, I could get up there, and I just checked I don't. But I know there's a rope arrow in this level, so once I get one, I'll be going there. I hear someone coming.
Not again.
Oof.
Come out now, whoever you are.
He saw me.
All right, where are you?
He didn't see me quite enough to go into full alert, which is where he'd be running straight at me with his sword out and attacking me. Oh. He's decided it was nothing, just something he saw in the corner of his eye. So, levitating guard. Where do I want to stash him? Oh! He was fine. It's dark. Alright, I'm gonna deal with these two. Just gotta make sure that the other one doesn't see me. So I'm gonna take it slowly until I'm past him. Alright. I got his building B key. Now I'm gonna run around and get this guy. Hopefully I can reach him before he sees the first one. Come on, come on, come on.
Something there.
Something, oh. So close. Alright, I feel comfortable leaving them there. I don't think anyone ever comes this way. Alright, let's check these offices. Foreman's office. Oh, let's, these will open the big bay doors. Nothing really interesting there. Alright, out here, these are the sky windows. So is this one of the ones I want to break through? No. But those two are. I can't quite reach like that. So I lost some health there. Those shields I didn't mention, but I guess you figured out now that those are health. If I had a slow fall potion, that would have prevented that. I might actually have one, I just didn't think to use it. I don't know. Let's eat a little bit for some of that health back. There we go. A flare. I very rarely use flares. I might have to start using them for this LP though, so people can see better. Alright, I do have an invisibility potion. Spoiler alert, I never use it. I guess I forget, or I'm always saving it for later. I'll make sure to use one sometime. It makes you invisible. You still make noise, but it helps a lot. Alright, I'm trying to figure out if I can get up there without having to drop back down. And no. So this is how you open these red doors. They all have a lock like that from on the inside. So the compass is an inventory item you always have. I have it bound to a hotkey, and I try to remember to... I like to keep it up, and for the LP I'll try to remember to keep it up even more to help maybe make it easier for all of you to orient yourself. Alright, so this is one of the big bays. I'll check it out on the way back up there. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot in here. Is there something up there? I don't think so. Alright. Now, if you're watching closely, there's a crate here. It's on my left right now. I just walked by it. There's like a little slit in there. A little hole. If you look inside, it'll get some foreshadowing of a later enemy. I forgot to look in there for this playthrough. I think I was looking for it earlier in a different room, actually. So, anything up here? I don't think so. That switch will just open and close the bay door. That's why I ignore it. Alright, so I'm going to go through that other skylight on this side. First I'll check out the office. I didn't see whose it was. J. Osterland Supervisor. So interestingly, that's opened by Davidson's key, and that's a nice little bit of environmental storytelling. So Osterland is in cahoots with Davidson. He's helping him out here. And Davidson's key will even open this door. Not building B key. guess I didn't need to come up here. Is there a way to fall without losing health? Maybe if I do this. I hope it didn't hurt that guy too much. I guess he helped break my landing. You can actually kill unconscious people if you hit them with your sword or if you throw them in water. So this is a little hard to understand because of the heavy slaying. It took me a few reads. This fellow, Black Rat was his name? I forget already. He seems to be a thief or smuggler type, and he's saying he's gonna get rid of some of his competition by snitching them out to the Watch. It's kind of interesting we find that note here. I don't remember if the game explains why yet, but I know it will again, so I'll bring it up at that point. Little propellers down there, very Egyptian looking. Anything higher on these shelves? Not on this one. Incense burner. Looks like a... I always thought it looked like a pencil. I always thought those were rugs, but I guess they're probably wall scrolls or something. They look a little too nice to be stepped on, maybe? So most of these offices are pretty bare. This was a very early game to use realistic settings. Like an office building where it looks like an actual office building that's laid out like an actual office building. The level design in this game is a big leap from the first one. Looks like I've already been up here. In fact, they built the levels first, and then they made the story around them. They made the locations. I think then they designed the missions. So I was just checking there to make sure I found 5 bags of spice, and I did. So I don't need to worry about finding more. I feel like I'm missing something, though. Like, I really think I missed something in this warehouse that I found in my last playthrough. And I think there's a rope arrow there. I'm looking at that way. I just passed on my left. That's where you need it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's one. It's actually in Building A. Okay, I gotta be careful here because there is a camera right there. So I have the flash bomb set to a hotkey. So if you ever see me get my flash bombs out when I'm not actually being attacked, that means I'm doing that because I think I'm about to. There's a good chance I'm gonna be found. I want to have them ready. Just gotta dodge this camera. Put him in the corner here. Alright, I'm gonna jump up to there. It's a little tricky making this jump because you slide down the stairs, as you can see there. I think if I jump from here... There we go. Kind of a strange place to put that, actually. I was just talking about realish places. It's a secret passage. I just pushed a book there. So that tells you that the Mechanists, which is a group, they're an offshoot of the Hammerites. I don't know if that's been mentioned yet. But they've kind of taken over Building B. So I'm going to end this episode, but first, I'll show what happens when that camera catches me. Alright. Next episode, I'll finish off this building, and then I'll clear up Building A. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.